gamers, welcome to Halo ODST, Orbital Drop Shock Troopers. I think I got that right. It does not roll off the tongue. Wow, okay, yes. I played this after my own fan backlash of like, oh, I was kind of disappointed in 3. We should probably go to 4. They're like, no. Do not do that. 4, I think, is one of those. I'm almost more intrigued to play 4 now, which is kind of like the love it, hate it sort of genre. And we'd probably get there at some point. But very, very strong feedback about Reach and ODST. But people will be overwhelming, like, ODST first. Let's check out ODST. I had like 2 hours left of my day, so I was like, all right, we could dig into it, but we are starting something new. But it's not like we can't jump in and jump out of these games. It's fine. Well, given my thoughts on 3 with its paper-thin story and shooty bang bang setup, So, look, it's this. ODST didn't come out immediately or in conjunction with 3, but it wasn't too long after. It was a couple of years after. This feels like the writers... And again, I haven't done my research in ODST yet, so this is what I'm taking from what is presented to me in the game. I hope you understand that. This is my read on what I'm seeing on the screen. This feels to me like the writers really wanted to do something like 2 with Halo 3. And for whatever reason, certainly at this point, corporate intervention is happening, or just the way the studio decided to go. The director was like, nope, we're going this way. We're probably a little miffed. Or, and wanted to do something with a lot more depth and atmosphere. They certainly have played some other games that were out at the time that were doing this very, very well in the FPS genre. Or... they had a bunch of ideas for Halo 3 that were much more involved, much more atmospheric, much more adult, I would say. And they were not able to put them in, or they had so many of them, the idea was, okay, that's really cool. What if we did it from the perspective of not Master Chief? What if we did it from the perspective of a soldier? And again, I'd bring it up a lot, but these games were working congruently to change the face of FPS storytelling. Would be Half-Life, where Half-Life's DLC, if you're not aware, the original Half-Life's DLC was actually what is going on from the perspective of a soldier who's making an incursion into here. What the other DLC, Blue Shift, was from the perspective of a security officer who happened to be working in the facility at the time, and not from Gordon Freeman's perspective. And that's what's going on with ODST. So I think it's one of those two things. Either the first game was like, no, this is the multiplayer targeted campaign is going to be there, but all this like really sort of more rich storytelling we're going to save because we want to do more of a technical showcase. So we're not doing that now. Or the feedback from 3 not having the strongest of storytelling campaigns was like, okay, we're going to do something else because we had all these ideas, we've got these talented writers, and we want to do something else. So we're a couple of hours into ODST. It is a completely different game. If it wasn't called Halo, and it didn't have some of the similar sort of like uniforms and whatever, I wouldn't even know it was a Halo game. I really wouldn't. The contrast between 3 and ODST is stark, and I will say this, it is done exceptionally well. The first hour of this game is phenomenal in conveying what it's supposed to be via gameplay and not just telling you what is supposed to be going on. So we are part of the drop team that is boots on the ground, right? We are dispensable. Master Chief is a genetically enhanced super soldier who is he's the shining star that could bring salvation to the human race. Therefore, they will move heaven and earth to keep Master Chief on target. They will send fleets of planes and helicopters. They will airdrop vehicles for him in a nutshell. They will send, in a 40k style, endless amounts of troops and flesh to body shield for him and try and help. But he is the star. He is everything. He's the red carpet. You are not that anymore. So how do you get that across without just going, and then there was the drop people. These were the cannon fodder. These are not important. How do you show that in the game? In a really wonderful set of ways. I'm probably not even going to list them all now. Firstly, you start off as rookie, an unnamed rookie with a little team that I'm sure we're going to get to know far more of. That is part of this like little elite team. There's some There's already more story going on here than there is in the entire of Halo 3. There is, I'm going to get the names wrong early on, but there is Nathan Fillion is part of it. I forget his character's name, who is introducing Dare, who is from Intelligence. They clearly had a former relationship. Things went wrong. They're quite jovial about it. Yet she's here to do something and to deal with something that is top secret. We find out very quickly that the top secret thing is that there's been a political divide in the Covenant, and the elites and the brutes are now operating independently. Why that has to be a super secret, I don't know. Military intelligence, keeping useful information away from the people for God knows what reason. We then have a couple of other characters that are going to sort of fill out this role, this Fast and the Furious sort of Expendables type role. We've got Dutch. Dutch use heavy weapons. We got the Rookie, and we got a couple of others. And essentially, we are dropping into Mombasa as all that's happening at Earth. We are out in the streets, and it all goes pear-shaped on the drop, and we're all separated in the city, creating a more open-world environment. Like, Halo is extremely linear. This is a bit more open world. Not hugely, but we have a city. We have an actual city to roam around in, and the atmosphere here, it's almost like being on the streets of Raccoon City in Resident Evil 3. Or Deus Ex, like very, very familiar look to those games, which I very much appreciated. The first thing they do is let you know that you are weak as hell compared to Master Chief. And that is a great way of conveying who you are, is you are not Master Chief. You're not a genetic super soldier. You're pretty strong, and you're still a trained soldier, but you're not Master Chief. You have stamina. Master Chief doesn't run out of stamina. He runs all day, every day. You don't have this regenerating shield. You regenerate your stamina, but you actually have a health bar. And you need health packs because you are a wussy flesh bag human that needs to be healed up. And now the way they've done that is with an advanced city that has like healing stations because, you know, healthcare and everything in the future is all free and wonderful. And if you're ill, you just get better straight away. Fantastic. The second thing they do is with the breathing. What a great touch. The breathing, the guys get out of breath. They get stressed. There's a tension in just the vocals that are coming out of them. Really adds to it. Your guns just don't seem to hit as hard as Master Chief's do. You feel a little wussy. You feel like you've got to put that extra few rounds into even the little grunts to bring them down. The larger enemies like hunters and stuff are terrifying. They're really scary once you're like this soldier on the ground. And then they make the decisions, have you play different characters. So you'll jump around the city retelling the story of the crash. You'll do it from like the Rookie's POV, then you'll do it from somebody else's POV, and you're all trying to meet up, and Dare might be dead, and you've got to find her crash pod and do all these kinds of things. And you're really in this horror show because the big addition to the toolkit is the visor. You don't have Master Chief's helmet and genetically enhanced eyesight, and you're not in these large well-lit open areas as you typically are in Halo 1, 2, and 3. It's nighttime, it's foggy, there's smoke, the place is on fire, the police are all over the place and abandon the city, and there's buildings to go through and weave through, and there's no power. And so they give you night vision to crawl through these very haunting corridors, looking for monsters, and you're fearful for your life in this. This is all done via gameplay. Like, they're not telling you this, you feel it as you're doing it. On top of that, the soundtrack, the score for this game is radically different because as Master Chief, you are the soaring eagle, right? You are dun dun dun. Oh, you're the hero. You are the big hero. You're not the hero here, and therefore the music is haunting. It's scary. It's tense. It's nervous. There's much more, far more tension going on as you're moving through these areas, and the soundtrack backs that up really well. You are vulnerable is the word I would use. They make you feel vulnerable. They make you feel soft. And that's great. Really good. All that is done just via gameplay. And I think that is the best compliment you can give a game trying to tell a story is it's done just through the actions of what your character is doing. I am enamored with this in comparison to 3 because it's what I was looking for. Now, whether or not that's the case of the writers wanted to tell this story and couldn't in 3, or they responded to 3 being a little weak sauce and then got to work on this and things like that, I don't know. But that's where I've done the first couple of hours. They still throw in the action-y, which they do via Dutch's character, which I assume is an homage to Arnold Schwarzenegger. then it very quickly cuts back to the city, because that's the focus. That is the focus. What I hope doesn't happen here when we get back to playing it, which might be in a week or so, I don't know, is that's the setup, but it then radically falls off into, well, I mean, it's still Halo, so we need to do, you know, more gun battles and rockets and shooting planes and things like that. I hope it doesn't go that way. I hope they stick to an intricate story amongst a small team that builds their personalities and have story arcs and things like that, because that's what I love. And if they can keep telling that story via gameplay, this might be my favorite Halo game so far. So I look forward to talking to you about it when I play a bit more. All right, guys. Bye.